Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we will be analyzing two top cryptocurrencies which are Ethereum and Tron. We will see where they might move over the next weeks and months. If you want to see our analysis, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos and leave a comment. And if you want to have more detailed and personalized technical analysis and the opportunity to chat directly with us and have the best assets for buying and selling, you might want to join our Patreon community, our growing Patreon community. You will find the link in the description field. Let's start our analysis with Ethereum. In the upper section, we can see the naked price, while beneath we have two proprietary indicators. The first one is derived by the Hearst bands. Those are the Siesto A bands, which are actually a triple derivation from the Hearst bands, which allow us to see the turning points, the reversal points, and then beneath we have another proprietary indicator. So let's see what we can retrieve from the analysis of the chart. Let's start with the mere naked price. So what we see here is actually that the price is hitting a horizontal resistance. In one of my previous videos, I've done several videos about Ethereum. I've been clearly stating that 400 US dollar threshold was the main important resistance, and I was confident that we were going to break above this level, and my clear target price is 800 US dollar for Ethereum, and then we will see why I predict Ethereum will be hitting 800 US dollar, which at the time was more than 100% of target. Okay, right now it's almost 90% because we are around 500 US dollar. So as you can see here, we have a relative double top. Now let's see what the Siesto A bands tell us. First of all, we see that the two bands are positively oriented, which means the derivative is above the zero, and ultimately that's a very strong positive signal. Okay, now when we analyze the Hearst bands, we see that, or in this case the Siesto A bands more specifically, we see how they are great in detecting the reversal point. So what happened here is that after the price has hit the upper band, then we have experienced a movement down. So that happened also here as well. So 3 times out of 3, my bands, the Siesto bands, were profitable in finding the reversal point. But this is valid also when the price actually hit the lower band. This happened here, and from here we have seen just in this case a very small retrace up, and that happened here even in much actually stronger way when the prices hit the lower band. Then we know that we should actually close our short. If we were short, for example, if we were short from here, then we had to close our short here. That was a great trade because the CSI bands are telling us to sell short at 290 and to close our sell short at 108. Okay, so in that case Ethereum has lost actually 50% of its value. Okay, from here we have retrieved a long signal, and actually closing when the long signal was hit at 110, closing the long signal around here, so at 400 US dollar. Which means 400% actually of gain. Right now we are not still hitting the upper band, so it's not the moment to close our position. And as well, and as I've been saying before, the two bands are positively oriented, which is an extraordinary positive signal. Okay, so what happened here when the two bands were positively oriented is that actually we have experienced a 400% movement up. Now let's analyze the other proprietary signal. As you can see here, we have the green curve above the red one, which is actually giving us a long signal and the proprietary indicator came long around 380, and right now we are at 5 US dollar, so 500 US dollar. Okay, so we are already earning 120 US dollar. Now let's analyze another proprietary indicator to see if even this other indicator is confirming our buy signal at 380 US dollar. As you can see here, we have actually a green light here, so the green is above the zero. Now we can, in order to make it better visualize, we can switch to this one. And as you can see here, the green line is above the blue one, and it seems it's the beginning of a new cycle. Let's see what happened in the past, okay? When the green line was above the blue one, we have experienced a huge movement, okay? Here from 100 US dollar till 350 US dollar. So it seems it works pretty well for Ethereum. Obviously, this personalized indicator should always set up based on the historical volatility and historical cycles for the asset. Okay, in this case, I didn't change anything because it actually it is green. It is giving a great signal. Okay, so actually, in this indicator is a long-term trend indicator which is able to predict quite well the future movement. Now let's switch to the weekly chart. You know that I'm a fan of the weekly chart. More than the daily one and more than the 4-hour one, and the reason is because with the weekly chart we have more data to be analyzed and we know actually where we are. Okay, so this indicator as well is still positive. Okay, from as you can see here, what we know right now is that both on the daily and the weekly chart indicator are positive, which means we can with confidence buying Ethereum. Of course, it cannot give us a 100% security of being right all the time, but actually when both of them by indicator are positive or negative, so they are giving the same signal, actually we see that historically speaking they have done pretty well. Okay, now let's for a while I will take off the indicator. So again, here my bands are positively oriented, which is an extremely positive signal. We are now hitting the upper band. What is going to happen? And it's very important to understand that we shouldn't close the position when the price hit the upper band, but when the price after hitting the upper band then retraces and crosses back the upper band. Okay, so like this is the correct signal, not this one. Okay, because this one as you can see here, there is still space for the price to go up, and the reason is because we want to see the price going back, okay, and crossing below the upper band. So right now, should we sell here? No. The reason is because the price has just broken above, has just crossed above the upper band, but still we haven't seen the price crossing back or crossing below the upper band. Okay, now if we somehow zoom out, we see why I gave 800 US dollar as target. I'm quite clear, okay? If we break above this area, actually, let's forget about this horizontal resistance right now, but that was the important area. This one was the important area, actually between, as you can see here, 370, 40 US dollar roughly, okay? So we've broken above this area, we have retested with this long black candle, so now we have free space at least until 800 US dollar. Why 800 US dollar? The reason is because here we see the relative high, okay? So Ethereum now is doomed to hit 800 US dollar, I would say in a very fast way, okay? Fast way means the first or the second quarter of 2021, we're going to see Ethereum with 9 possibilities out of 10 hitting 800 US dollar. Then of course we still give one chance out of 10 to be wrong, but given the fact and that actually the price is broken above this rectangle, horizontal rectangle, we can project, okay, our projection can give can easily given by the difference between in this case 340 and 105, okay, so let's say roughly 240, which project Bitcoin, Ethereum at least still 600 US dollar. But given the fact there is room, it's empty here. We don't see candles. Okay, the next resistance is at 800 US dollar. Then I do believe we are going to hit 800 US dollar, which is my target for the next weeks and months. Okay, almost 80% of gain. Easy gain over the next weeks. Now let's move on. Let's analyze Tron against US dollar. Tron is a very interesting chart. Okay, in this case I'm not using my proprietary indicator. Okay, and we see two triangular moving average, which are actually an envelope, okay, which are acting as an envelope, and then the CCI. As you all know, I use not the default settings, but either 66 or 132. Why I use 66 and 132 is because we get rid of the noise, first of all, and secondly, because most of the cycle, of the medium and long-term cycle, have in common these two data, okay, 66 and 132. This data is not a magic number, it's not a number that came out of thin air, but it's based on my studies, and it's based on statistical data, and based on all the hundreds and hundreds of trading systems that I've developed in order to backtest, okay, my trading systems, okay. So I've created many indicators, many personal indicators, and then I've, let's say, tested them considering a long range of data, a big range of data, and long number of years, and then I came out with two cycles, 66 and 132, which are actually very effective. So what happened when the CCI crossed above the very first threshold at 100 is that actually from 0.01 we have until 0.05, which means 500%, okay, so 5 times. So when we see the CCI crossing above the 100 threshold, that means, theoretically speaking, or at least that meant in the past that Tron had a very, very strong movement ahead and a lot of space ahead. So what is happening right now? You are inside actually a huge horizontal movement. Now the CCI is above the zero, it's still above the zero, which is extremely important. Let's remember that the very first analysis that everyone should do is the CCI, or in any case the indicator is above the zero, is below the zero. So if an indicator is above the zero, it means that is in the ascending phase of the Gauss curve, okay. As you can see here, this is above the zero, which means, imagine this is a curve, okay. So this is the ascending phase, the Gauss curve, and now we see the descending phase. Now, until we see the CCI, and let's not confuse the cycles with the trend, okay? Now the CCI is above the zero, okay? I'm trying to understand the logic behind. So if we see the CCI then crossing above the 100 and even better, the 150 threshold, then we might think that Tron is ready to skyrocket, okay? Now let's move on. Let's analyze the weekly chart in order to see what we can understand and where we can position ourselves in terms of target prices, okay. So what we see, the envelope, the upper band has rejected the 0.05 US dollar. Now, if we analyze the CCI is above the zero, okay, so we're in starting, actually the CCI is breaking above in the ascending phase of the Gauss curve, but in this case, what we want to see is a break above the relative high at 45 US dollars. So, do we have space till 0.05? Yes, we have space till 0.05, and what we see here is a huge horizontal movement, which means a reduced volatility, which is always telling us that very soon, or if not very soon, when we're going to experience an increase in terms of volatility, then we will see something like that, okay. We see Tron skyrocketing in a matter of few days and or few weeks. So let's keep an eye on Tron. We need to break above this area. If we break above 0.05, then we will have 0.10, okay, because here we see the other relative high. So between 0.05 and 0.10 we see that there is space, there is nothing, okay. So after breaking above 0.05 we're going in a very fast way to 0.10. So right now let's wait, let's for those one who are hodling or holding Tron, let's wait, keep the position. For those one who are eager to buy Tron, let's wait a break above the 0.05 US dollar. Thank you guys.